The warmest room in the house begins with the coldest sentence in your life. Go up, not go near it, not clean around it. Go up, because before brushes solve the problem, some chimneys were cleaned by sending a small human body inside the wall. Today, that body is you. You are a climbing boy, a chimney sweep's apprentice in 19th century Britain, and your workplace is not a room, a road, or a field. It is a black vertical tunnel above a fireplace. By the end of this morning, you will understand why this job was not just dirty. It turned children into tools small enough to disappear into other people's comfort. This is worked to death. We do not read history from a safe distance. We step inside it. And today, your job is to climb into the wall so someone richer can enjoy fire. The house looks respectable from the street. Brick front, shiny windows, polite door knocker. Inside, the family complains that smoke is coming back into the room. A tragedy, obviously. Civilization is in danger because breakfast smells slightly burned. The master sweep nods like a doctor. He does not look worried. He looks employed. Then he looks at you. That is the whole plan. Not a machine. Not a clever new brush. Not a miracle of engineering. You. The fireplace is still warm. The bricks hold heat like they are keeping secrets. Soot hangs in the throat of the chimney, thick and black, waiting for the smallest person in the room to become maintenance. You are given a scraper, maybe a brush, maybe a sack. More importantly, you are given no real choice. You kneel in front of the opening. The room goes quiet. Everyone suddenly becomes very interested in not watching too closely. Comfortable people enjoy the result better when the method has disappeared into a hole. You put one arm inside, then your head. The soot touches your face immediately. It is not dust. Dust is polite. Dust lands on shelves and minds its business. Soot enters negotiations with your eyes, your nose, your mouth, and your future lungs. You pull yourself up with elbows and knees. That is how climbing works here. Elbows, knees, back, feet, scrape, push, breathe, regret. The chimney narrows. Of course it does. Because apparently the house was designed by someone who believed smoke should escape through a stone intestine. You climb higher. The world below becomes a square of orange light. The room, the people, the master all shrink beneath you. Above you is blackness. Around you is brick. Inside you is a list of reasons birds made better career choices. Then your shoulder catches. Not badly. Not yet. Just enough for your body to send a message. This is how a person becomes architecture. You freeze. If you panic, you breathe harder. If you breathe harder, soot goes deeper. If you move wrong, you wedge tighter. Below, the master calls up. Keep going. Very helpful. A beautiful contribution from a man standing in breathable air. You twist one arm. Your ribs scrape brick. Your knee finds a hold. You move again. This is the part of history paintings tend to skip. They like heroic smoke and cheerful sweeps with brooms. They do not show a small body bargaining with a chimney 1 inch at a time. Higher. Scrape. Cough. Push. At one bend, the flue turns sharply. Because one straight nightmare was apparently too generous. You press your cheek against hot brick and try to angle through. For a second, you are stuck for real. The house becomes silent. The chimney has you by the chest. You cannot see your hands clearly. You cannot turn around. You cannot explain anything with dignity because your face is inside a wall. Below, someone asks if you are all right. This is another excellent question from the floor, where all the oxygen lives. You make a sound that could mean yes, no, or invent child labor laws faster. The master tells you to move. A little soot falls below. The family is relieved. Not because you are safe. Because the chimney is working. That is the job. Your fear is only important if it blocks the flue. Be honest. If you were halfway up a black chimney, ribs scraping brick, smoke in your mouth, and someone below yelled, "Keep going," how long before your courage resigned? No heroic answers. You force yourself upward. Your skin burns where the brick is still warm. Your elbows sting. Your knees are raw. The soot coats you so completely someone might try to sweep you. Very efficient. The tool cleans the chimney and becomes the chimney. At the top, A small patch of gray daylight appears. You scrape the blockage loose. Soot falls down like black snow into the room below. Somewhere beneath you, people cough and complain. Imagine that. The house is offended by the part of the chimney that finally reached them. You climb down. Climbing down is worse because now gravity has an opinion. Your foot slips once. Your stomach drops. For 1 second, you understand the entire business model of prayer. Then your knee catches painfully and you keep descending. When you finally slide out of the fireplace, you are not recognizable as a person at first. You are a cough with eyes. The family steps back. The room is cleaner because you are not. The master checks the fireplace, then the soot, then the payment. Not your arms. Not your breathing. The payment. This is skilled work, people say. And they are right in the most insulting possible way. It takes skill to climb narrow flues. Skill to know when to push, when to twist, when the bend will trap you, when the heat is too much, when the soot is about to fall. But calling it skill does not make it humane. A cage can be well designed. That does not make it a bedroom. Outside, the master gives you bread. It tastes like soot because everything tastes like soot now. Your teeth are black. Your eyelids sting. Your chest feels tight. You cough into your sleeve and the sleeve loses the argument. Then you go to the next house. Because one chimney is never one chimney. Cities are full of warm rooms, and every warm room has a dark throat above it. By afternoon, the comedy leaves the job completely. Soot is not just dirt. It stays. It gets into skin, clothes, bedding, cuts, lungs. Doctors would eventually connect this work to diseases that followed sweeps for years. The chimney does not stop using you when you climb out. That is the part people miss. They imagine danger as one dramatic moment. Getting stuck, falling, burning, suffocating. Those were real fears. But the slower danger followed you home. It slept in your clothes. It lived under your nails. It waited in your skin like the house had signed its name on your body. Near evening, you pass a shop window and see your reflection. You look like someone erased and redrawn in charcoal. A gentleman passes and smiles at the clean smoke rising from his chimney. He does not look at you. That is when you understand the real shape of the job. The house wants warmth. The city wants clean chimneys. The master wants payment. And you are the part small enough to be sent where nobody else fits. Only at the end of the day do you understand what this job really was. Not cleaning. Not climbing. Not even suffering. Substitution. You went into the wall so the household did not have to think about what kept it warm. You carried the soot, the heat, the scratches, and the risk while they carried on calling the room comfortable. That is why this was one of history's worst jobs. Not because chimneys are evil. Chimneys are holes with ambition. It was terrible because the solution to a dirty wall was a smaller body. A house is not warm because it is kind. It is warm because someone climbed where kindness did not fit. Put your answer in the comments. One chimney, one narrow turn, one master below telling you to keep going. How much would it take? If your honest answer is absolutely not, congratulations. You have excellent instincts and a body that prefers not to become home infrastructure. Subscribe, like the video, and leave a single heart for the climbing boys who went into the wall so everyone else could sit beside the fire. Costs nothing, but it helps bring the next worst job back from the dead.